morning, my brothers and sisters, or maybe good afternoon. I'm in Belize today. I'm going to film because they have this really cool plane at the Belize City Airport. Today's title is Accessing the Secret Information of God. This is from John chapter 15. We're in season 28. It's episode number 121. So the context is this attaching and abiding and the intention in pruning and the asking in prayer equaling fruit. This is all what John 15 says. Then yesterday we added a new ingredient in this fruit-making equation, which was the affection, the love of God. And today, pay attention, we're going to look to this secret information. It's not really secret. Verse 15, John 15. No longer do I call you servants, for the servant does not know what his master is doing. But I have called you friends, for all that I have heard from my Father, I have made known to you. For all that I've heard from my Father, I have made known to you. So what I want to do today is talk about accessing this insider information, or perhaps family secrets, or at least the ability to understand information designed for family. And to this line, for all that I have heard from my Father, I have made known to you. And I was thinking, do I act like this, like I've learned it? Does anybody act like this? Do I act like I've heard what Jesus heard from the Father and then made known to us? So what we are talking about here is access to the closeness of the Lord, access to the Lord, access to the Lord's presence, to his actual person, and then to his words. Of all else, of anything else, God is here. That's the basic thing. For those of you who believe, how much money would it take for me to take the Lord away from you? What would I have to trade you for? What would it cost? If I were to remove his comforts and his riches and assurance, what would I have to give? Would it be $1 million? And if you say, $1 million wouldn't do it, if you view this as ridiculous, maybe even a blasphemous deal, then you understand the value of what I'm talking about. And this confirms that knowing him and being known by him has value to you, and you're treasuring it appropriately. The person of God and the benefits of abiding. All right, let's talk about this key element today, which is access to the Lord's information, access to secrets of the Lord. So is the information of God secret? The general answer is no. But on one hand, it kind of is. It seems like foolishness to men whose eyes are not yet opened. 1 Corinthians 1:18 says, for the word of the cross is folly to those who are perishing, but to us who are being saved, it's the power of God. Now, this being a public podcast, some don't or won't understand it, and occasionally I get comments from people that are hostile or incredulous. And if that's you, I welcome you to this podcast. That's exactly the point of doing it. You're my favorite kind of audience. So if you make a snarky comment, then I pray for you. I pray that the Lord would be good to you, like he's been good to me and many of us, and help you open your eyes and heart and mind. For this is the critical work of the Spirit. Why else are we here? For where does this revelation of the Lord come from? Okay, first of all, primarily, it comes from his word. Secondly, it comes from humans who have heard his word, and then with a prepared heart and a humble platform and judicious, wise use of the word, teach about it in the church. And in the context of the passage, we're sandwiched between the busting out of the Holy Spirit, big concepts in John 14 and John 16, and then here we are in 15, which is all about abiding in the vine. So this revelation comes from a new source, which is the Holy Spirit. Remember the helper that was described already in chapter 14. I'll ask the Father, he'll give you another helper to be with you forever. He dwells with you and he'll be with you. I won't leave you as orphans. I will come to you. The helper, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and bring to your remembrance all that I have said to you. So Jesus promises his believers before he leaves, I quote, for all that I have heard from my Father, I have made known to you. How? Through his word, through his church, and now through the Holy Spirit. Which brings us back to this attaching, abiding, and attention of John 15. It gives us access to the presence and access to the message. So this is a pretty good description of a life in the Spirit, which is walking in the Spirit. The revelation comes from his word, then his church, and now in his Spirit. So perhaps we've come full circle as all this points us back towards abiding. So we're abiding. We have the attachment to God, we have the attention of God, and yes, the affection of God. We have access to the information of God and the person of God. It's not secret, and let's act accordingly. It's not secret information, and it's not achieved secretly. It's achieved by abiding. Thanks for listening.